You want to be at two places at once? You want to have more time for yourself, or not worry about, you know, being late or any unnecessary stuff that comes with life or time. Do you want to defeat time? Of course you do. Then this video is for you. Hey, what's up, guys? Lou here, and this originally was going to be a video about space, the universes, different galaxies, and their importance, but it's taking a little too long to do, so I'm going to make that the second part of this video. Not done at the same time, but maybe further down the line. I already wrote out a script for that too, because I was having trouble just coming up with stuff on my own. I need a little guidance, so that's coming. This one, I just wanted to, as I was sitting here, thinking, wow, I could be doing like 3 things at once. I love multitasking, and sometimes it's not physically possible. I can't do it. I'm bad at it, it turns out. So I was just thinking, wow, if there was like 2 of me, the shit I could get done. I'm not, being lazy or nothing. It's just, or thinking lazy. It's just I think the importance of, cloning. Now, if you're, like a holy roly or something, I don't expect you to like this video. Or maybe you're a realist and think that's too much thought into something that could be put towards something else useful. I don't know, cures for the common cold. Stuff we'll never ever receive because, all that stuff costs money and loses money for certain companies. But cloning, why? I think we should kind of dive into that too. Well, let's say you need a liver or some kind of important organ transplant, right? And there's no donors at all. A lot of people are being stingy now when they go to get their driver's license. Are you an organ donor or not? I mean, if you get in an accident, if you could keep all your organs intact, you're probably going to go for no, I'm not an organ donor. But, maybe you're the different kind and you like that stuff and being helpful. But let's say, they could save you, but now you're missing an organ. So, you see what I mean? It's a vicious cycle. Damned if you do, damned if you don't. But if we cloned or grew different parts of our body that were able to be surgically grafted or implanted without the complication of rejection, if there was some kind of technique that they could acquire or master to make said organ fit with your body, hey, why not? Because the goal of science and medicine is to preserve life. Some guys, like these, Frankenstein scientists, I call, like to, maybe get a little carried away with it. I'm not talking maybe a carbon copy of you, We've cloned animals. I mean, have they successfully, matured into adulthood? I don't know. Maybe they did. I really kind of deep dive into this, but I'm just saying, what if, let's say you're like a complicated person, right? 2 jobs, 3 jobs, whatever, no family time or no personal time. Imagine the advantages if you had someone who looked like you, was you entirely genetically head to toe, a carbon copy. And I don't mean like, being birthed, like, I mean, if you have a child or whatever, it's genetically yours, it's a different story. I'm talking about, you, like a, copy, scanned version of you that you could, not necessarily control. I mean, it would still have would have to have some kind of free will to, make sense in society. But someone who would, understand your, needs and, I guess help you out. It's kind of like having like a brother or a really close friend to, help you along your journey, I guess, or whatever it is you need to get done. So it would be like, version 1.0 or 2.0 of yourself. I think that become useful. As morbid as it sounds, I think there was a movie on this, but if something happens, some kind of catastrophic organ failure in your body, and you needed a transplant, well, there you go, Yes, is it cruel and bizarre and, science fiction? A little bit, but I feel like with the modern advancements we're having with, like, say, artificial womb, not too long ago, they took a child that had no hands and gave him hands from a deceased child, and surgically implement it on. So now this kid can have full use of 2 hands he wasn't born with. So I think if we're close to that, and if that's okay, if, there's certain limitations, yeah, it's a very sensitive subject, and inhuman, and probably upsets a lot of, holy rollers. But in the long-term aspect, I mean, because you can't stop progress. It'll keep going no matter what, whether it be technology or, science. At some point or another, this conversation, like, it, might be complete bullshit right now, or just wishful thinking. It will happen. It's just, I don't see any way of it not happening, or maybe it's not as, brought up in topics. But yeah, cloning's real, and I don't think they're far off from inventing, a technique in some laboratory that could not just maybe clone humans, but let's say if there's fertility problems. What's it to say, you get a piece of your DNA and it could grow a test tube baby? It's been done, I think, I mean, we're close to that. So, there's a lot of positives and negatives, but, if we look at this with, an open mind, and not approach it as something, evil and, unethical, I think, as a country and as a nation who looks forward to the future, this, could be a good thing. That's just my 2 cents. I think there's a lot of work to be done, and we're probably nowhere near these, technological advances, but, yeah, I think it could be done. I think it could be helpful. I'm not saying make a clone army or nothing, but, having 2 of you, kind of like the old saying, 2 heads are better than 1. I don't know, just my opinion. So yeah, it's my, 2 cents on that subject. Let me know what you guys think. Is it cool? You think it's distasteful? Let me know. Like I said, as I go on with these videos, a lot of these topics, you guys might not agree with, and, I want to know about it. Let me know what you think, for a change. Instead of me just, flapping my gums at something I could talk endless about, I'm interested in what you guys have to hear, too. So yeah, don't be shy. Alright, well, that's all for this video. My next one's going to be about, space and beyond. And yeah, thank you for watching. Till next time, peace.